Hey guys, welcome to a reading. So this is going to be a reading for, I guess, anyone who it resonates with. So I will make sure to put the proper title in the title section, okay? So if this reading resonates with you, please like and or subscribe. And just a heads up, I am on Hypsee, so I do offer pay per minute chat readings and pay per minute one-on-one virtuals, okay? I also offer video sessions as well. The Hypsee for first-time clients is 75% off your first 10 minutes. And until December 7th, you will get 12% cash back as well for each of those sessions. Okay, so I will make sure to pin the Hypsee link. And as always, I do have a website for other services as well. All right, spirit guides, let's collect. You hear me? Connect into the collective, a specific collective. What's going on? What is the message for today, spirit? What does someone need to hear? Dissatisfaction. Why? Why am I dissatisfied? Why, after all that I have accomplished, for some of you, it's why, after all that I have accomplished, I still feel like it's not enough. You know, and for some of you, it's like, why am I not accomplishing? Why am I not getting what I want? What's going on with me? So I feel like with this collective, there is a lot of inner reflection and soul searching. Taking time to yourself, trying to understand those emotions, you know? Trying to understand the emotions. Queen of Cups in reverse. Yeah, some of you guys, you know, there's a lot of sadness here. Maybe some of you guys feel like you have given so much of your heart to people and you've kind of depleted yourself. You could be feeling depressed. You could be feeling unloved, you know. There could be a relationship, you know, that meant so much to you and you feel so sad. What's going on with this collective? Ten of Swords. You could feel betrayed, right? Mental breakdowns, on the verge of mental breakdowns, like life as you know it is no longer. And the thing, you know, the positive thing about this collective is that you're accepting this, you know, even though it burns, even, you know, you're self-reflecting, you're really taking a hard look at yourself in the mirror. Look at this energy, Tower and the Death. Wow, look at these three cards, guys. Ten of Swords, Tower, Death card. For some of you, this was an unexpected death. So my condolences if you've lost someone in your life, if you've lost a mother, if you've lost someone that you felt so close to, because this is somebody that you loved, right? This could be mourning somebody that is living. So it's, you know, this could be, you know, when a house burns down, like your family home, or unexpected truths come out and it just breaks everything apart. And this reminds me of the reading that I did the other day about what is no longer. It's giving that same energy, except this time it's more intense. So you might be feeling these feelings even more intensely. Okay. Let's get some shadows here, spirit. Let's get some shadows. Where's my shadow deck? Let's get the shadow on that Queen of Cups. We need to understand why she's feeling so. What's the root of the Queen of Cups reverse in shadow, spirit? What is the root of the Queen of Cups in reverse? Betrayal. There it is. You see what I'm saying? Betrayal, betrayal, betrayal. Whether you have betrayed somebody, somebody has betrayed you, or there's been a history of betrayal in your life, this is how you're moving right now. Healing begins with acceptance and forgiveness, right? And this can show up as deception, treachery, and backstabbing again. So some of you guys have hurt other people. Some of you guys have been the one hurt, but this is a collective that is trying to manage the feeling of betrayal, right? Because you have moved with your heart and you have been hurt. Numbness is hidden. Numbness is hidden. To feel pain is to be alive and human. Some of you guys are repressing your emotions because you don't want to feel them. But it does feel like it comes out anyway, right? You cannot run from this. So this is an awakening here. I feel like this is an awakening in regards to emotions, in regards to our desires and our dissatisfactions around it, around levels of gratitude, around accountabilities, self-reflection, soul searching, following your inner wisdom, trying to process through what you have experienced in your life. And for this collective, a lot of this came very unexpected. A lot of it did. Okay. What is the Hermit thinking about? What is the Hermit thinking about? The Five of Swords, right? The drama, the conflict, the last word, the last statement, the last conversation, looking out, having to look over your back. For some of you, you're thinking about the breakup, you're thinking about the argument, or you could be thinking about how you're moving right now in life. Some of you feel like you can't trust anybody, right? Some of you feel like you can't open up to anybody because you can't trust anybody, right? So there's a lingering pain that I feel that this collective is experiencing. Even if, you have been in no drama lately, this is something that follows, right? This is an energy that's being moved right now. And being at the 5, this is showing as current conflict, right? This could be conflict with yourself. Again, reflecting on these conflicts. Huge reflection on these conflicts about what was said, what was thought, the mind games, how nobody wins. Whenever I read the 5 of Swords, I always say nobody wins 5 of Swords. You'll notice it in the card. They feel like they won, but they're still watching their back. These two people had to give up the fight, They're surrendering. This person is looking at them surrender, but they're not happy either. They didn't want to have to get to that level. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like with this collective, there's this realization about how we play parts in the drama that we're in, right? Because there's always a way of reacting to something. How are we reacting to situations? And it all has to do with the 9 of Cups, getting what one wants. Sometimes gluttony. Sometimes 9 of Cups in reverse could be somebody with a drinking habit, right? Somebody who always argues when they drink, or, or it's the selfishness. It's never good enough. I'm not happy, so I'm just going to make everybody else's life miserable. Or this is very interesting here. Let's get the shadow on that 9 of Cups. I want to see the shadow on that 9 of Cups reversed. If this is resonating with you, please like and or subscribe. Okay, shadow card on that 9 of Cups in reverse is ego. There it is. Confirmation from Spirit, right? Beyond the facade of ego lies the depth of true character, right? Arrogance, pride, and vanity. It's interesting when you start to realize that we're all the same person pretty much. We're all wanting to accomplish things in life. We're all wanting to feel heard. We're all wanting to be understood. We're all wanting to self-express, and how, we all want to be authentic. We all want what we want, right? We have a list of goals. We all want peace. We all want to be with someone, right? Regardless if it's romantic or not. We want to share our lives. But then we butt heads, Pride, ego, arrogance. And then sometimes we don't even realize that we are part of the problem, And this is the moment where I feel that this collective is realizing that they are the problem. Like we are our own problems and how we move in life. And if we're moving with our wounds, there that goes, right? There goes that answer. So I do feel, this collective is realizing that they need change in their life. They need to let go of people, places, things. They need to let go of unhealthy habits within themselves. They need to let go of the past pain. They need to forgive the betrayal. They need to process through those thoughts. They need radical change. This collective cannot accept what has been going on in their life, nor they can accept their own behaviors and how they got there. So this is a collective that is ready to accept responsibility. They are accountable, and they're tired of themselves, Let me see what Spirit has been saying to this collective. What has Spirit been saying to this collective? We're going to end it with these amazing, funny, to the truth oracles. What is Spirit saying to this collective? Here we go. You're not low energy. You're just avoiding everything. You're not low energy. You're just avoiding everything. Life doesn't care if you're not ready. Life doesn't care if you're not ready. Lastly, still blaming the stars. Okay? Again, this collective. See, whenever I see death and tower, I always say that spirit brings this on. Why? Because we tend to sweep things and get into these patterns. And then all of a sudden, it's like your life is falling apart. It's like, why? Why is my life falling apart? You know, every time I try to get ahead, something happens. Because you have to consider it as transformation. You have to consider it as opportunities of healing. You have to consider those things as, okay, these are reflective moments. What am I learning from this? Because it wouldn't have broken apart for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's a constant evolution in your life, and nobody is perfect, and there's always an opportunity to learn and to improve. We're constantly evolving, right? So this is a collective that has been stagnant in something in their life, in some part of their journey. This could be specifically around egos, around betrayals, right? These are the shadows that are coming up. Avoiding feelings, right? Don't want to deal with it. Dealing with hanging on to these betrayals, dealing with the ego because of it, right? So it's like we numb ourselves because we don't want to feel the pains of betrayal. So then we act on our ego, and then boom, spirit wants to say, let's change this up. It's time. We cannot ignore this confirmation. We cannot ignore this any longer. And I feel like this is what's going on with this collective right now. Okay? Let's get one last card for this collective. Lastly, healing doesn't happen on snooze. Healing doesn't happen on snooze. And with that collective, I leave it there, and I wish you the best, okay? If you're interested in booking a private reading where we go over your personal journey, you can feel free to book a reading with me. Again, I am also on Hypsee besides my website, echoesofdivinity.com.